Jake Stevens was a veteran truck driver, accustomed to long, lonely nights on the highway. On one particular night, as he drove along Route 377, he noticed an odd light ahead on the road. He slowed his truck, expecting it to be a broken-down car, but the light didn't move. Instead, it hovered eerily in the dark. As Jake approached, he realized it wasn't a car. It was a figure, standing in the middle of the road. The figure wore a dark coat and a wide-brimmed hat, and from its chest came a faint, pulsing glow. Jake's stomach twisted in unease, but he rolled down his window and shouted, "Hey, you okay?" The figure didn't respond, just stood there. Jake's nerves prickled with dread, but he couldn't leave someone out here. He pulled the truck over, grabbed his flashlight, and stepped out. But as he approached the figure, it suddenly vanished. Startled, Jake swung the flashlight around, but the road was empty. His heart raced, and a chill ran down his spine. He hurried back to the truck, jumped inside, and locked the doors. As he started the engine, he told himself it was just a trick of his tired mind. But no more than a mile down the road, the truck suddenly lurched, as if something had landed on it. The steering wheel pulled sharply, and Jake fought to control it. His eyes flicked to the rearview mirror, and his blood turned to ice. The figure was now standing on top of his truck, the glow from its chest illuminating the night. Panic surged through Jake. He swerved, trying to shake it off, but the figure held firm. The truck rattled as if being weighed down by something far heavier than a person. Jake hit the gas, trying to escape, but it didn't budge. The radio, which had been silent, crackled to life. Through the static, Jake heard whispers, faint, barely audible at first, but growing louder. "Turn back, leave now, he's coming." Jake slammed the radio off, but the whispers seemed to echo in his mind. Terrified, he scanned the horizon and saw a rest stop in the distance. Desperate for help, he veered off the road and pulled in, bringing the truck to a screeching halt. The rest stop was empty, its lights flickering weakly in the cold desert air. Jake jumped out of the truck, heart pounding, and circled around to the back. His breath caught in his throat when he saw a figure slumped against the trailer. It was a man, his face pale and gaunt, his clothes tattered. But the most horrifying part was the gaping hole in his chest, where his heart should have been. From within the cavity, that same eerie glow pulsed faintly. Jake stumbled back, bile rising in his throat. Just then, a deep, guttural growl echoed through the rest stop. He whipped around, flashlight darting through the darkness, but saw nothing. The growl grew louder, and with it came heavy footsteps, approaching from the shadows. Panic overtook Jake. He sprinted back to the truck and slammed the door shut. His hands shook as he fumbled with the keys, trying to start the engine, but it refused to turn over. He pounded the steering wheel in frustration, breathing heavily. Then from the passenger seat, a voice spoke his name. "Jake?" His heart stopped. Slowly he turned his head. There, sitting next to him, was the figure. Its hollow eyes bore into his, and its chest still emitted that haunting glow. "You?" "Took my heart," the figure rasped, its voice like gravel scraping against bone. "Now I'll take yours." Before Jake could react, the figure's hand shot out and gripped his chest. Jake screamed as an unbearable pain tore through him. His vision blurred, and the last thing he saw was the figure, ripping his heart from his body. The next morning, highway patrol officers found Jake's truck parked at the rest stop, engine still running. Jake was in the driver's seat, dead, with his heart missing. To this day, truckers passing through Route 377 at night claim they see a glowing figure on the side of the road, waiting for its next victim. Thanks for joining me on this chilling journey down Route 377. If you enjoyed the story of Jake Stevens and the eerie figure that haunted him, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more spine-tingling tales. What do you think happened to Jake? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe on those dark highways. You never know what might be lurking in the shadows.